The birds are singing, butterflies are flying by. I'm seeing some insects already, but the sun is shining, the flowers are popping up. Spring has sprung, and I'm so happy about it. And one of my goals for the year is to make my backyard and also my front yard a little bit, but especially my backyard, a little sanctuary for myself where I can really enjoy spending time outside, reading, relaxing, sitting with friends, with my husband, enjoying a bit of a alcoholic beverage, maybe, could be. Uh, anyway, there. This is something that I really want to do, but I don't have that big of a budget. So I was thinking, the thing I would really like to have is a big lounge set couch thing where I can really sit comfortably in my backyard, like I'm reading, like I want to lay down comfortably, cushions in my backyard, read a book, just be comfortable. So a lounge set is easily €1,000, and those are the cheap ones. So easily €2,000, and that's just not the kind of money I have to spend right now on my backyard, because I'm also trying to save money this year. So I put my thinking cap on and I thought of a way that I can make this myself, sort of, and have that luxury lounge set in my backyard, but still have money in my bank account. So the thing I thought up was, you have these beds, right? They that have the headboard, the footboard, but also they have on one side day beds. These are day beds, yes. You have day beds, and if you put two day beds together, you have an L-shaped couch, right? And because of the support at the side of day beds, you can put cushions there, and you have a couch. So this is something that I really want to try and tackle. Try to attach two day beds. Get rid of one headboard so that it forms a couch, and make a lounge set outside. And so luck would strike, and I found a daybed for free on Facebook Marketplace. And this was months ago. So I got it, of course, brought it home, put it in the attic, and just sat and wait a few more months. And I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace a few days ago again. And what did I find? The exact same daybed, just painted white, for €30 on Marketplace, and it was 10 kilometers away from me. So of course I snatched that thing up. It wasn't free this time, it was €30, so I got it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them, um, put some mattresses, cushions, have a really nice lounge set. So let me take you with me to do that. Ta-da! Here are the beds, and I am starting off right here with cleaning them. It's important to do a good thorough clean of anything you're going to paint so that there isn't any grease left. And then I'm also sanding them to give the paint their best chance of sticking to the wood. And here I am still sanding, sanding, sanding. It's a very tedious job. Next I'm going to paint, and this is the paint color that I picked out initially. These benches, these couches were going to be red, so I started painting. And here you can see me painting, and this red color was definitely very pretty, very beautiful, but looking back at it, I am really glad that this didn't work out. But I did spend a lot of time painting all of these wooden things red. Hello, good morning. It's Saturday again, and last time I filmed, I showed you that I painted all of the things red, and something happened since then. So uh, from the white pieces, the red came off. They're craggly, and it came off. Here you can see it's all correct, and if I do this, it's all coming off. So I went back to the store and I was going to buy another tub of red because I thought, I'm just going to sand it down and put red over it again. But then I started reading the actual can and it's not meant for outside. So I got a different can. This one is meant for outside and it is brown. And it also said not to paint when it's going to rain and only if it is above 8 degrees Celsius. So today it's not supposed to rain and the weather is going to be 10 degrees. So perfect weather to do it. Yeah, I think that went wrong the last time as well because I was painting at the end of the day when it was going to start to get dark out. And, also when it gets dark, it also gets wet. How do you call it? There's going to be water. So, yeah, today I'm going to resand everything and repaint. And I got some new sandpaper as well. I hope that this is going to be better than the last one because the last sandpaper I used was also just the quality wasn't all there. And so I also got new mattresses to put on these day beds, and I ordered back cushions and some just pretty cushions of IKEA, and they were set to arrive last Thursday. They didn't, so they're going to arrive Tuesday, I believe. So today we're going to focus on repainting, and then tomorrow we can assemble everything, and I guess Tuesday it will be done, and I can sit outside very comfortably, and I'm really excited. So let's just start. So here I am back again sanding, and just so you can imagine what I'm going through, I'm going to let you listen to it. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, not so pleasant, but I did it, and here I am back at cleaning everything before I can repaint everything. And here goes the first coat of the brown paint, and look at it, it looks way better. This is such a good color for an outside furniture piece that's going to be, more tranquil. It's just going to be more suited for a place where you're going to sit around and relax, and also for a place where it's going to be more nature based. It's a garden, it's going to be nature ish. There's going to be plants and stuff, and just brown goes better with that. And as you can see, this paint stuck way better, and it looks a lot better than the red did, and it's smooth and good, and I'm happy with it. And here the couches are actually assembled already. We just used some metal parts that you can use to put two things together. You can definitely find them at the screw section of any hardware store. And I already put the mattresses on and the cushions so that I get a look. But there were a few things wrong. They looked a little bare, first of all, so I got some new cushions at a dollar store kind of store. And I also thought that the sheets, they looked messy, so I got these things off of Amazon that you can clip on at the underside of the mattress so that they are more tight and they look better. Here they are. So I'm just putting those on to make the mattresses look just a little bit more neat, less cluttered, less, I don't know. It just looks better this way in my opinion. So I'm going to do this to the other side as well. And here are the back cushions that I got. Those are from the IKEA lounge sets. Actually, you can buy the back pillows separately. There's also a corner piece. I didn't know that when I got these, so I didn't get it. But look at how good this looks already. And it also looks to be very comfortable, which I can tell you that it is. I got some of these pillows. Oh look, I'm doing the other side as well now. And I'm going to flip it over and put these clips on there as well. But anyway, I was talking about the cushions that I got. So at IKEA right now they have these daisy pillows, which I really, really love. I love daisies. They're the most friendly flowers, aren't they? If you get that reference, please tell me so. They have these gray pillows with little embroidered daisies on them, and they also have these pillows that are in the shape of a daisy, so I got them. You can see one of the sides is still red because I messed up with choosing which one to paint, but here I am enjoying my couch for the first time. And then a few months later it's summer and I'm doing the couch up again. I did now paint everything brown, and you can tell by the light that it is now summer, and I'm doing the couch up like it is supposed to be. I got a outside rug and I got some little tables as well to go with the couch, and I got a new plate, a new blanket, so that because this blanket is just way more comfortable and it looks better and it's bigger, and you know, here I am again enjoying my little couch. And here it is. That's how I transformed two basic day beds into my dream outside lounge set couch thing. I really, really would recommend anyone to do this. It is amazing. I spent so much time out there. It's always nice to sit outside and just slow down. Every morning, if it's not raining and it's not too cold, I go out there and journal for the start of my day before I do anything else. And that's so lovely. I really love doing that. If it is a bit cold, I just put on more clothes. I have a bit of a little blanket out there as well, so I can snuggle up, and I just love it. And when I'm free of work, I sit there as much as I can, reading, watching stuff on my phone or my iPad. It's nice to have friends and family over. We can sit out there. It's very comfortable to sit there. It's because I use day beds instead of the normal lounge set. It's so comfortable, and I just am in love with it. And we should break down the cost because it was not cheap. It was still pretty expensive. So here's a list of all the things that I bought and what they cost. And I think in the end it was still 700 euros. Quite expensive, but not as expensive as an entire lounge set would have been. And those would have been smaller as well and less comfortable. So it's me editing. Please excuse the mess. Excuse my mess, my face. I want to talk about these costs. I kind of flew over them a little bit, and I want to get into them a bit more because here they are. The beds, one was free, one was 30 euros. I told you about this. The paint, it's only 15 euros, even though I had to go back and buy new paint because our local hardware store, I was in luck, they were closing up. The owners were retiring, and so they were closing up their store, and everything was very cheap. So I got the paint at 5 euros a can. I got the hardware for 70% off, something like that. It was very cheap, and this was lucky. You might not be as lucky as I am, or you might be luckier because you have paint in your shed, or I see paint at thrift stores quite often as well, so maybe you can check there. Otherwise, paint can get pretty expensive, especially this type of paint that is good for outside. You know, it can get expensive. Now the mattresses were 160 euros, so one was 80. And this is also something that you could get lucky and you just have mattresses lying around, or you have to buy new ones. This is also something that you could find at the thrift store for pretty cheap probably. Now the back cushions are the biggest expense that I made because these beds are pretty big. They're 2 meters both, so I have two meter, well actually there's the 2 meter and then I have another 90 centimeters attached and then there's another 2 meters. So there's basically 5 meters of space that I had to put back cushions on, so it can get quite expensive. These were 30 euros a piece, so it's not that expensive. They were from IKEA. And this is maybe something you could make yourself if you are crafty enough. And I'm just saying these things because these are ways to really reduce the cost of something like this. I didn't. I went for paying more money instead of doing more jobs. And I think in my case, I'm not that I might be talented with a sewing machine, but I've never done it. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy some back cushions. I got 2 sheets from IKEA as well. These were not expensive at all. They were 15 euros a piece. So still 30 euros. And then I did not talk about this either, but because this is outside, I thought it would be good to get some mattress protectors that are watertight to protect the mattresses in case it rains and I forget to put the cover over it, which I got as well. And they were 30 euros a piece, so 60 in total. Then I got some cushions, which I only got cushion covers because there were a lot of cushions inserts upstairs in my attic that I could just use. I think in the end I still had to get some cushion inserts as well. And it says 50 euros. I already know that this is not correct. I only counted some of the cushions, but I also had to get small cushions and big cushions, and along the way I thought there weren't enough cushions, so I got more cushions. So it says 50. I'd say it's probably 100, maybe even more. So let's say 100 for the cushions. If you have them in your attic like I did, it's going to save you money. If you can find them at the thrift store, it's going to save you money. Cushions can get really expensive, but they can also be really cheap. So let's say 100 euros for the cushions. And then I got a blanket. I got 2 blankets actually, and I got rid of one. I only am counting the one. And that was only 20 euros. So a steal. It's a really nice blanket as well, so I'm really happy with that find. And then tables. This is not something you have to get, but it is nice to have, and also it looks better. So I got 2 IKEA small tables. I have been looking for tables for a long time for this. It is surprisingly hard to find coffee tables for outside, at least where I am. Everywhere I looked, you could not get them separately from a lounge set for outside, so you had to buy the entire set, and I wasn't going to do that, of course. But in the end I decided on these 2 square little outdoor coffee tables from IKEA. They were 50 euros a piece, so 100 euros again. One of my local hardware stores was selling outdoor rugs for cheap. They were on sale as well, so I only paid 25 euros for the outdoor rug. And then the cover, the protector of the entire couch, it goes over the entire thing, was 45 euros as well. Which brings us to a total of 810 actually, because we added the 50 to the cushions. 810 euros for this entire thing. But like I said, there is a lot of things you could do to reduce the costs. And in my case, I started this project back in February. It is now July, so, well, the couches were done in May, entirely, completely done. So there were about 3 to 4 months that I spent doing this, and I got some things every month. So I didn't spend the entire 800 euros at once. If you just buy some things every month, it's easier. You know, you don't have this big expense all at once. You just save up by getting all the supplies every month a little bit. So anyway, 810. It's pretty expensive, but I do think it's worth it in my case. Again, I would really recommend anyone doing this because it's not hard at all either. It was just painting the 2 beds. If you can find 2 in the same color, you don't need to paint them. Don't do that, but it's good for the longevity as well, I think. Probably, I don't know. The painting process is not that difficult. It's just sanding and then painting, and it probably, if you have 2 days, 3 days to do it, you're golden. And it's not like it's the most of the time it's taken up by waiting, because you have to wait for the paint to dry before you can do the second coat. Anyway, I would really recommend anyone doing this because it's just such a good addition to your life to be able to really comfortably sit outside. And yeah, that's it for me for today's video. Please comment down below any tips you have for me for keeping this thing for as long as I can. So how can I take care of it so that it doesn't rot away? And please also leave comments complimenting me on how good of a job I did on this. Thanks so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!